If the world makes you feel ordinary, we assure you it's lying. We urge you to find your own peculiar talent. Perhaps we may be of some assistance. This announcement brought to you by
Hello, everybody. We were playing with some red Mage's Rapier. I took Deluxe Red, my old deck that I actually long ago, with when it had Empty the Warrens and such in it, with Kiln Fiend. I was able to win I think it was a Legacy or Vintage. I can't remember which one it was. It was only 3 rounds, but I pissed a lot of people off back in around 2007. And one was something, and I've always called these kind of lists Deluxe Red, that go all in on Kiln Fiend with super efficient things like this. The big change up today is, first and foremost, thank you to my staff, Throwing them, Chimpskey and Dreamer Stango for being here nice and early. We've got 18 basics because we're pitching some lands here, and we want some ultra just ready to go, not wait around or mulligan much for mana, because we don't have too much fuel, but we do have a lot of draw. So the new card, Red Mage's Rapier, kind of acts like a better Festival Crasher. It's a little more susceptible to being killed because it's only got 1 toughness, but you'll notice this and the Cyclops are non-creature spells, so when you play the Rapier, it actually triggers these, so it's pretty sweet. Everything else is pretty universal, though. So for our draw package, we've got 4 Angers, 4 Crash Through, and 4 Renegade Tactics. They all say draw a card. New to the list is I'm trying out this Goblin Motivator and really liking it. It's obvious Edict food against any swamp-based opponent, but it's kind of a stealer of removal, right? I mean, they want to hold on to like cast downs for this, but if you let this sneak through and then you drop this, all of a sudden it's got, everything's got haste every turn if this thing lives, so, and it can nibble at their life. So I'm not totally sold on it. I really liked the what's the one that you can discard a card and play it from your graveyard, and then there's like Reckless Charge with Flashback, which can get a little expensive and stuff, so there's a lot of options there. There's the Expedite, which draws a card, or Crimson Wisps. There's a lot of cards that do that. Anyway, on to the list. 4 Darts, 4 Tactics, 4 Mutagenic Growths. We've got 4 of the new card Rapier, 4 Kiln Fiend, the best card in the set, 4 Cyclops, 2 Crashers, and 4 Blessings to really get you there. In our sideboard, we've got the Goblin Chirurgeon. Probably sure I'm saying that wrong. I know I got scolded the last time and taught, and I've forgotten since. This is a really good card for targeted removal, and can throw in front of an Edict too. 2 Shamans, 4 Blasts, 1 Satyr's Cunning, just for Edict style stuff. 2 Flaring Pains, because that's kind of the best thing against this style of list, is a Fog Effect, and 4 Tormod's Crypts for not messing around, and it can trigger both these abilities. So probably a pretty fast show today. Every time I say that, though, it isn't. It always ends up being like these control slogs and stuff. Got really bad news on the pickleball front. My MRI came back, and I have a torn ACL. So that's not good. I've been playing on it for a month, and I feel fine. So I'm like, can it really be that? But my therapist said, or my massage person said, if you sever it completely, there's like no pain. And so I'm like, good grief, did I do that? So more on that later. I'll find out more this week. So we're going to keep this. We've got a nice 1-2 punch here. Sometimes this isn't as impressive as it looks like. This is more of a mid-game card because early on I don't really have access to that. Early on I mean turn 2, right? Turn 3 usually I can benefit from the haste mechanic here. So Surge on. Replace the S with the Chirurgeon. All right, Chirurgeon. All right, let's bring out our dude. We got something to do on turn 1 now instead of just wasting a Crash Through. Sometimes if you're in a pinch, you can play Crash Through on nothing and just draw a card if your mana hurt. That's pretty good times. Woo! It looks like I'm going to need a Surge and Might anyway. So we'll bring out this dude. And there's no reason to really show off this tech. I'll just attack with this. Maybe they didn't read this card. when I started playing this about 2 days ago, people started like pausing when I played it. I'm like, yeah, I know. I had to go get one too. 2019, I believe. Yeah. It's pretty funny though. Small words stoke large flames. There's about 3 versions of this that are out there. There's a human from Mtmentat, I think. All right, that's a goner. That's all right. Really want to land here. Not a land. All right, well, bring out another one. Here we go. And we'll just keep attacking with this till our mana shows up. Hopefully we can get that crash through online, or especially the Cyclops having seen a lightning bolt. Little timid against red and black decks for sure. It says you are something. Meaning red, blue. Looks like we're walking right into a counter spell. Let's see. All right, well, I'm going to risk this just to draw and trigger this, and we do have Apostle's Blessing back up, so that feels pretty good. Give me a land, please. No. I think I'm just going to attack here. Yeah, let me attack first. It's frustrating to be stuck. That's why I added 1 land to this, because I really don't like to be screwed up on that system. We'll do this here. Doing this. Glad I waited. Hopefully this works and doesn't get countered. We will call red. And our man lives. Hit for 6. This is like the weakest, but it's also the most flexible. Plus, it's really cool. Later on, you can add these rapiers to the motivator when needed. You know, it's pretty good. Too damn warm in the cell right now. You know, we were just playing Great Dalmudi the other night, so right on the top is my Jester's cap, if you want to crack that, but that's up to you. Woo! All right, we've got good times here. This is almost not when I want to see a mana, because I want to get that thing out, but all right, we're going to bring out Anger. I'm going to target in case they've got some sort of a spell here. Oh, what did I get wrong here? Oh, that fell off because I gave it pro red. Interesting. I have not seen that interaction yet, so that's fascinating. I'm going to waste this again just to hopefully we hit a land. Jeez, oh, Pizzo, we did not. All right, we'll attack. That's interesting. It's all right. I got a fan in here. I should be all right. That's interesting. I've been playing this for about 4 days, and I have not seen that come up. So it looks like we're up against a similar strategy, but they're using more of the supercharged electrons. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the red mage's rapier is red. The creature's colorless, which is actually very cool for this list. But what streak reach? Currently on a 40 streak. Wow, poltergeisting. Damn. 4 things. All right, well, let's see what I can do here. Might as well get one of our dudes out that can do stuff, right? Do I want to... I really want to hit a land here, guys. I'm going to crash through just to try to draw a card. There we go. That felt good. Let's bring out the Crasher. Now, if I draw another land, I can at least Cyclops with haste do the thing, but right now we're kind of up against it. Deck's fighting us a little bit, but remember we can just equip the Rapier for 3, similar to the Black Mage's Rod. This is Red Mage's Rapier. Two of those dudes up. I think we went through their removal, unless they're just playing disciplined. Propaganda dealer's choice. What wig to wear today? All right. Let's see what's going on. We'll go old school Billy Idol until it gets too hot, and then maybe I'll switch it up. All right. Didn't I say last time I was only going to wear this for like 1 match or something like that, so it's not too crazy? All righty. So Mind Stab Throw with the points. Let me see what I want to do here. Cyclops pretty cool. Let me bring out Cyclops. We'll give it haste. Do that. I'll attack and just keep Mutagenic Growth at the ready. Wish I had a Lava Dart or something, but whatever. I know, I got to amend it, so I'll try to keep it on for the show, and then maybe I'll change it up for 1 match or something, right? Okay, so I'm going to target something that... I'm going to target this, actually, just because, you know, if they want to waste removal on a 1-1, that's great. Otherwise, these other guys trigger regardless. There's no reason to kind of go all in on the hate train there. They're going to need 2 spells to compete with that Cyclops. As is, we're getting in for 6 right now. I doubt this will work. Okay. Bye-bye, Cyclops. What does this guy say? When this enters, you get 3 of those. When it dies, you can pay 3 to deal damage to its power to any target. Yowza. All right. Bam. Got him at 1. That feels pretty good. Glad this Cyclops doesn't gain life. You are... kind of weird. This is sort of a mirror match if you think about it. This is a similar strategy. Actually, no, this doesn't do the thing, but it does have prowess. That's pretty sweet. All right, they're looking for anything. Even if we get a land here, that's a good draw. Land, I might even consider. Oh, all right, cool. All right, well, we start off with a W, which is a lot better than last week, right? Pyroblast for sure. Just bring these in. Crasher, I might be able to lose. I'm gonna lose 1 or 2 of these motivators just because I think they might they just saw Rapier and they just saw Goblin Motivator, so they might bring in an electricity effect. So I want that to be a little less advantageous. All right, let me bring up the card shot here. Motivator at 3. Trample's probably not gonna be too big of a thing. And tactics, this is probably more important than crash through for this matchup, so I'm going to lose 1. Want to keep mutagenic no matter what. And probably a crasher, maybe 1 rapier. Let's try that out. Don't think... I think I'll be all right on the other stuff. Let's go. Is this Grogberg? I didn't even notice. Good call. That's the standard route, right? Just an honest hand. We've got protection. We'll set this up for the fall. Keep. And open up the yards here. So yeah, man. ACL, what a trip. My brother thinks it's weird. The MRI came back, and the message said that, and then the written stuff said MCL, which sounds a lot more accurate, according to my brother, who's in medical, being like, I'm mobile and active, and it doesn't really hurt much. And then I called them, and they literally just kind of like erased it and made the correction. And I'm like, well, was it a correction? Because it was just a lab person that did that. So this is a really high-end place. Like Kobe Bryant went to the same doctor and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know what the deal is. I'll know more next week, in other words. So good news is I'm really mobile. All these exercises I'm doing that they say, this is going to be really hard. It isn't. It's like, it's going to be hard to do this. I'm like, no, it isn't. And so that's all good news. Like I said, I've been playing like for a month straight on it. It happened about a month ago, and I played probably 5 or 6 days a week on it. Whether that's smart or not, it's another thing, but... But man, I tell you, I need a new left leg. That was the same leg. My hamstring happened twice. Now that, it's like working its way down. It's like, what's next? My calf and my Achilles? They're joking around when I was on the massage table yesterday. They were like, in the future, they're going to just be able to replace limbs and stuff. And you're going to have people that are just multi-raced thing because they're in a hurry. They're like, nope. Well, this part of me is from, Spain. This part of me is from Zimbabwe. This part of me is original. That'd be funny. You get macular stitching at such a high level. We haven't seen any, what do you call, counter spells yet. So I'm going to lead off with a Fiend because we have protection for it. And we're just going to be nice about it because then I can double Anger, really kind of promote a removal spell. There's one. Let's see if this works. Try to keep this guy safe. That and Mutagenic are our versions of counter spells. Do they have the counter? They do. Bye-bye Fiend. Good news is we've got another creature behind it. Cyclops. A little pricey, but boy, he's hard to get rid of. Ooh-doo-doo. Yeah, the $6 Million Man. That was my brother's favorite show when I was a tiny infant. I was born in the mid-70s, and so he was all about, what's his name, Rogers? I forget his... Bring this dude out. We've seen a Dispel. Haven't seen much more. That's going to require a lot more removal than what we've seen. There's no snow mana, so Scred's out of the question. They might have to double up. What's this new devilry? All right, cool. No, not my brother's name. I forgot the name of the actor. Steve Rogers, the guy that played the $6 Million Man. Forget my brother's name. That'd be funny. All right. Well, these are all sorcery, so let's go. Bam. Let's do the thing. It's nice when their opponent's just maxed out. Other than a Pyroblast, doesn't seem like their mana would support that. We could draw a whole lot of cards here. We might just get there if we keep drawing like this. This is crazy. I'll go all in here. See if we can find another creature. Ooh, this turned out well. Now we have removal. Or answers for removal. Oh, that's tempting, isn't it? I wish I didn't play my thing, but we did. Let's attack and call blue and we win. I'll just do it now. Boop, boop. Let's go blue. Hopefully there's no Pyroblast here. Bloop. There's our evasion. Crack. Yeah. Gon' get. That's what I should rename the deck. It's like red underscore gon' get. Gon' get you some. Woo! A dancing dino. I've never seen that one in Chimpskey. Too fast for me. I get that comment a lot. Anything with lava darts and all the red energies, you know, you invest in technically bad cards like Crash Through or what's the other one I'm running? Renegade Tactics. Not too impressive on their own, but you know, when you can string them together like that, it can make for some pretty dynamic turns. Got to see a little bit of the Motivator in action. He's really cool after turn 3, and you've got an Apostle's Blessing back up. I'll say yes. Not sure if it belongs in here for absolute sure, but we do have a card draw, but I'm going to mulligan this. We don't really have any heavy hitters. Ouch. Now I've got all kinds of synergy. This is here. Boy, I don't really have anything to do with this hand, do I? I'm going to keep this. We don't really have many outs here. We're going to lose the Lava Dart, one of our best spells, but at 1 mana, I'm not going to tempt fate. I think I'm going to lead with Motivator, and then hopefully we just draw land. If we don't, I'll crash through to try to draw it. Yeah, that was a pretty cool little brew. I thought it was a mirror at first when I was thinking it was Deluxe Cyclops, but it is not. So, Goblin Motivator. It's like, get after it. That'd be a good quote for that one. Just go and get. I don't know if goblins speak that language, but I sure do. I felt so. My wife, went out to a party last night in Manhattan Beach, and one thing I don't like is crowds and loud places, and so concerts aren't really for me. And so she kind of just wanted to invite me out of courtesy, and I was like, no, you go have fun with your friends and blah blah blah. And I was just tweaking this all night. She gets back, and it was some like crazy old heavy metal band, and she said it was so loud you couldn't, and so they just really didn't enjoy it, and so it was just kind of made me feel like, yeah, see, I'm right. So oftentimes, you can kind of feel like, oh, darn, I missed out. Well, both of these draw a card. One can do a little bit more if I do it right now. So I'm going to play the Anger instead because this does draw a card. We're going to promote the Pain, and we're going to attack. I really wish we hit a land there. Next turn, we'll do the same with Crash Through. To get that second land, we'll be all right. But all right, looks like another UR list. Kind of strange to have 2 of those. Oh. All right, Razzle Dazzler. I almost played this the other day in one of my blue brews, the Blue Blitz. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter. It can't be blocked, yeah. But it doesn't mean every second spell is that. It's the way it's phrased is a lot like the other card that does that. I forget which one that is. Shoot. All right, we're going to Crash Through. Come on, give me a land, please. Ah, God. It's going to be one of those days. Let's go. Pass the turn. Yeah, Snacker, that's the one. Thank you. This is another UR list. Not quite sure what it is. Oh, this is like kind of a similar. We're both kind of trying to do the same thing. If we don't draw land here, I think this is just kind of over already. I can Lava Dart. All right, there we go. Let's do, really like this Fiend to live. Do they really have a counterspell for this? At least we hit our land though. Prohibit. Okay. Well, I'm willing to run into that if they are. Let's go. Get in 1 more damage. Maybe they got a mutagenic. They probably have to have a mutagenic at this point, right? Mutagenic? Yeah, figured. Yeah, because this puts counters on these, I was messing around with this in Blue Blitz. Kind of pretty impressed. Whenever a color does the opposite, right? Like blue gets really big. Usually there's something there. Green gets stealthy in the form of Pit Sulk. Sneaky Snacker showing up. Bam, doing the thing. This is a pretty cool little list, Sundew. More than one taking damage, but we did keep a one land hand and then tripped for 3 turns. It would have been 5 turns if we didn't have our friends crash through Anger. We're in single digits already. Our hasted abilities are gone, earning a lightning bolt from our opponent, which was very generous. I don't think I would have done that. I think after you see a Kiln Fiend, though, you're just a little bit like, oh boy. We're going to fold this one up, guys, not show any more of our hand, and go off to game 2. No artifacts, a lot of little critters. Some blue stuff I got to worry about. So again, I think I'll bring in the Pyroblasts. We'll lose one of these this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe 1 motivator. Just going to mix it up here. We've got some counter spells. We just want to see like 2 mountains, maybe 3. Should be good. All right. Yeah, we won't play first. Let's open up the yards. I see 1 mana. We're going to mulligan that. No mana. We're going to mulligan that. No mana. Keep. Good grief. Get rid of this. This might be nice early. I've got to keep that. This is, yeah. I'll get rid of this. Get rid of this. Done. Ouch. That really hurts. I said done. All right. Here we go. At least got a threat on turn 2, and we've got a counterspell or removal in the form of Pyroblast. We see an island show up, hopefully. Yeah, considered like a faithless looting too as well, you know, for throwing the first 1 or 2 angers in the yard, but all right, that's pretty cool. Let's bring up the lady. Actually, it's just a sword. And the hero's just a 1/1. Oh, I loved Anger. I love that whole incarnation cycle with Wonder and flying 6/6 worms in the Odyssey constructed. That was good times. This is an interesting looking token. Not sure. I'm not a big Final Fantasy. I never played it, so I don't know if that's a hero in it or something of importance, but whatever. All right, well, we've got a blast for that. We can dart too. Not sure, given what we've seen already, I probably want to wait on that. If we draw another land, though, that might change, especially if we see another Satyr hater show up. All right, let's do this just so we can draw a card. Maybe hit a land here. That's good times. There we go. Let's get rid of this. Yep. And you go and get. So, yeah, we could hit them for 9 right now. I'd rather keep this to react to something they're gonna play, because at 3 mana now we can respond to a Mutagenic Growth, you know. Might as well make them think it might be some sort of removal, but yeah, we got 3 mana, so even fight now. IIRC is one of the races you can play. Oh, is that what that thing is? An IIRC? Some sort of cat human? Hey, remember we played that? That's good times. Problem with targeting that, the second target, that's when they will spawn, and so that's a bit frustrating. This looks a lot like a... I might just forego red altogether if I built this, but remember the last time we played Templess Anger when it came out? It was called, we called it Otter Aggro. We did really good. I think we went 4-1 that day. Cool. All right, we get another creature out of the deal. They're trying to go aggro, so are we. I'm just going to play this out and hope our stuff's alive next turn. They've already shown us they're playing Mutagenic, which is just a no-brainer in this style. It's kind of a... the what's that mental misstep of Pauper, right? I love the color combinations on this otter too. I still play that list every once in a while. So another cool thing, or interesting thing, I shouldn't say cool, about an ACL injury is it's pretty there's not much knowledge as to why things work. So in other words, certain people can just heal naturally even from a major tear, and other people always need surgery, and it doesn't have to do with sex, age, weight, anything. It's just a big head scratcher for the medical community. So and that the recovery time, if it is indeed that, and then there's the avenue too where you can truly just ignore it. I know that sounds extreme, but you can if there is no pain, you can just wrap it real tight and just put up with it. Obviously not the best option, but what you're gonna do. All right, I think I'm gonna pitch this lava dart. I did have lightning bolt in this for a while, and I just wanted even more draw synergy. So okay, well, we've got this dude out. Now is when I wish this was a spell, because we could trip this extra here. I'm going to do this now. There's no sense in waiting both for the blocker and to see if Mutagenic shows up. I'm just going to do this to try to clear the way. See if they have Mutagenic, then my game plan might change. But if they don't, then we're going to get in here. Do they got Mutagenic? They don't. All right, so we get in for 11. Hiya! Teach you to mess with us, fool. Woo! All right. And like I said, mid-game, I shouldn't say late. This never gets to late game, but mid-game, you equip the motivator with this, and in a pinch, and you can do the thing still. Yeah, I was really surprised, though. My massage therapist dude's like, you'd be surprised how many people just they just live with it. They're not healed, and they just don't have an ACL. I was like, God, that sounds extreme. As much as I love pickleball, I'm like, I probably have about 20 good years of playing, and then maybe I'll have a limp or something. I was like, I might be willing to go that route. Oh man, what a stultified action here this is. Oh, that 1 mana. Let's get some draw cards going here. How'd they get that life? Weren't they at 1? What did I miss? Let this through. Any spell. Well, that's a good spell. Yeah, let's try this out. We can at least get rid of it, right? We'll cast this on this. Doing this. Seeing what they got. Magic, target hexproof, and untap it. Damn. Well, at least we didn't fall for a blanket attack there, or like walk into a wall, right? That's pretty cool. Magic dampener. Yeah, it's kind of the new what's that blue instant that oh, I can see it. I can see the art. It's 1 blue. It just says gosh, what is the list I'm talking about? I can see it. I can see it. It's right on. It's a 1 blue mana. It's something like a target permanent control. Can't be the target. I'm butchering. Darn it. Oh, I want to go just find it. It's right at the edge of my brain. Work synapses. Dang it. Need more caffeine. Maybe that'll work. It's not shore up. Nope. Or at least not the one I'm thinking of. Oh, that's even more on the nose. That's exactly like the same card, right? It's not dive down. I think it starts with a C. 6/6. Should I be blocking this? I think I'm going to block this. Consider playing with the hoplite myself. Do we win a prize? I'm wearing the prize on my hot head, this blonde wig. Dayakuba. Nope, not Mizium skin. Damn it. All right, well, this will trigger. This is one of the reasons these Cyclopses are so good. I can do this. The Rapier and that both trigger to itself. Gosh darn it, what is that darn card called? It's not confounding. It'll cost 1 blue. That's cost 1 blue. All right. Well, we're taking damage next turn. Attack! I think I would have blocked and then shot the Cyclops. Of course, they're probably worried about a... oh, maybe they got their own Pyroblast here. Magic Dampener. Damn it! Another one of those. That's pretty cool. And when you get a big old fatty, it's like Blue's Vigilance, right? All right. We'll concede this one. They've got lethal next turn if they draw anything, so nicely done. That was a pleasure to lose to that one. All right, we're 1-1. It's going to be a fast day, folks. We're going to go right back over here, say create, and go. Never seen that before. That was pretty sweet. The one, oh boy, oh, is that you, or are you just saying good game in general? Turn Aside, that's the card I was thinking about. Yeah. At least you could target your own land and stuff like that. But Captain Vlad Tepes, thank you so much. 53 months. Boy, you're living up to your vampire moniker. That's like, you know, living forever and all that stuff. You're like, oh, that's nothing. Woo. All right, Sundew. That's a pretty cool list. We might have to have you send that in to paupergan@gmail.com. Is it yours? That reminds me of the Blue Blitz list that I play about every 6 months with a little added love. I was just saying how when you play it that way, it's like Blue has Vigilance. Nice. All right, so about the 5th mulligan of the day. We're going to mulligan this again. That's about the 3rd double mulligan of the day. Mulligan. I put 18 in here, so this isn't supposed to happen. I'll say okay on this. Get rid of the Crasher and 1 land. Say done. Keep our good stuff. I was just messing around with Razzle Dazzler about 2 weeks ago. Thinking of bringing out Blue Blitz and stuff, but I was also thinking you could probably turn that just into blue, just straight blue. All right. And last time we played the Otter, I think we had that card in there. This is looking good. We'll bring out the Motivator. Finally, not a blue-red list. Captain Vlad with the Wiki Bear love. Love it. We've got, for the bathroom breaks, if I even get there. I don't know if I'm going to need to. Got a funny skit from Conan O'Brien, courtesy of Conan O'Brien, but it's about the It Clown. Let me lose the Rapier. This is a tough decision. Yeah, I'll lose the Rapier here. I like this quite a bit, except that the Kiln Fiend runs straight away into that. I think I'm going to chill out so I get the double benefit here. Yeah, it's been a while. It's about every 9 months or something I usually dust off Kiln Fiend. When MTGO existed, the articles, that's how I kind of got my kickstart in a Pauper. I started writing articles. I won 1 or 2 tournaments and started becoming kind of that guy. And especially for Stompy early on and White Weenie. And had some pretty avant-garde choices and playing lots of rogue stuff, and that's how I kind of got my start. But I started writing for them. It used to be quite a loophole. You could write for them, get enough credits to pretty much build any Magic deck, and then rinse repeat. Right? It's pretty sweet. But they went under. But I bring that up because it was so cool back in the day. You would what was I going to say? You write that. Oh, no. Back in the day, I had a Kiln Fiend article. I spent so much time on it and all this alliteration and everything, but I remember calling it a scalding slap of chaos. It was pretty sweet. Well, attack. Hopefully they don't have any sort of black technology. If they do, we're in trouble, folks. Boink. Here we go. I always say that when we have a little combat trick in the making. Crack. Well, we get rid of 1. Probably not worth the wait. All right. Consider there's other cards that say, target creature can't be blocked. That's pretty sweet. You do it before you start adding all the stuff, because most of this stuff is sorcery speed. So this is just affinity. Yeah, let's bring in the, what's his name? Gorilla Shaman. You see all these old school artifact basics. Good times. All right, let's go. Crash Through is a good card right about now. Do that. Get the benefit here. Another one. I think this is worth it. We'll cast this on here too. You know what? Actually, let me see if it doesn't matter if they really block here. We can do this instant speed. It's one of our few instants in the lists, right? Yeah, that's right, Dreamer Stingo. Yeah, like that's ever going to be a thing, right? So if I draw a land next turn, I can give pro to something and get the double benefits. So I'm going to hold back here since they're not going to block. Got them at 10. Looks like they're going to have way too many blockers. This is probably some sort of sacrificial, like this is probably some Deadly Dispute effect on the Thopter. Oh, there, okay, on the Wellspring. That makes a lot more sense. A little ancestral recall action for all you old timers out there. Jumped into a stream the other day, which is very rare for me on Twitch. I do it about once a year, and I was surprised. It was Magic related. I think it was the Magic Con or something, and I was really flattered. I said something to the effect of like, you know, oh, that's a cool card. It was like, I think Avatar Aang was being revealed, and the very next comment or two from two people was just like propaganda, and I was just like, whoa. I was like, I know if I'm in a Pauper circle, I expect that, but not in just the greater Magic universe. So that was nice. Little digital love. Didn't expect that. Felt kind of naked in a digital way. That was strange. All right, what we got? We got a blessing in our hand. Got a whole lot of stuff we're worried about, but we can say pro artifacts. That's a good call. I don't think they want to attack into a Kiln Fiend. Truth of the matter is, they just have too many creatures. Ouch. Oh, man. I think we lose Kiln Fiend here. Because if we get Lava Dart, we just win. See what I'm saying? Obviously, Kiln Fiend can get there, but I think I'm going to lose Kiln Fiend here, guys. This is a really tough decision, but I can say pro... Since this is tapped, I could say pro artifact, and then there's a few cards that I can kill with. So, got to remember the deck we're playing here. Play to our outs. Propaganda. And in the weird scenario that your opponent's on illusions, you can just give their illusion haste and kill it. Phantasmal Bear, anyone? Remember, that used to be a mainstay. Okay, this is a start. This is a start. We'll do this here. That's not too bad. Yeah, we'll just get in here. Pay this, do this, call artifact, because that will get rid of refurbished too. Such a great card. I love Apostle's Blessing. I have about 30 of them in real life. It's pretty crazy. Artifact. Attack. Not you. Get back. Now, Lava Dart, we can just poke them in the face. Alrighty. Whole legion of creatures. They're going to play Magnify on us? Said no one ever. Alright, there's a big fatty. Better keep that spinner back. I like this guy's expression. Like got that childhood wonder going on, you know? And the way the artist casts the eyes into like what he's seeing about 3 feet over here. That's really masterful. Tough to do on that scale. I always admire anybody that can draw a human visage with any, you know, what's the word? Accuracy. I go surreal because it's a crutch. It's also why I make masks and stuff, because it's hard for me to draw depth. So when you do masks, it's 3-dimensional, so it's easy to pull off. But when I do paintings in watercolor or acrylics, I always go surreal because I'm just not that good at like women, especially. If I try to draw a woman, it looks like the most sinister little like imp or something. It just turns out horrible. Creatures. Legion of creatures. Did I say that? I'm not even aware of what I'm saying here. Boy, if they had some sort of a gain life effect with the creatures, they'd be set. But right now, we're up against it. We're going to have a lot of fun with Gorilla Shaman if it shows up between the map tokens and the old school artifact lands. Kind of admire that, you know, just going all in on that. Ooh, I can kill the generator. Might want to do that. I think that's the pole. Yeah, I'll block that. Turn that engine off. Save 2 life. We pretty much have to... we've got a lot of cards that can get us out of this in theory because a lot of our cards say draw a card, but we're going to have to find an Apostle's Blessing. I had Cast in a Fire, the one oval, in this list as of 9 p.m. last night. That's what we needed. Wow, what a top deck. I am not going to complain. That's pretty sweet. I mean, we're drawing a lot of cards that say draw a card, but that's still pretty lucky. Attack! We got there! I think. They still have 1 mana up. Woo! The flexibility of Apostle's Blessing. Alrighty. We'll bring in the Gorilla Shamans. Not quite sure what I want to lose. These motivators feel pretty unmotivated. There's so much ground stuff. I think I can get rid of all of these. Just for this game. Probably 2 Pyroblasts. Don't want to overboard, but this is a nice mixture of hate. And let's do the superstitious shuffle that my channel is the only one that says that phrase. You know, if you put a Pyroblast between 4 Cyclopses, no one's ever lost. Yeah, I was getting there. That's another reason for the block there, though, Noble. Woo! Alrighty. You know, I don't like losing, but when I do, it's a privilege to lose to something that's truly curious in its construction. So I already forgot who the brewer is in the chat here. Maybe we'll play that next week. It's a little too similar to this week. I try to mix things up, but, you know, it's 4th of July next week, and it is 2/3 of the color pie of red, white, and blue. So, yeah, maybe. I like this hand. We'll keep it. Mutagenics just like cheating in this list sometimes, especially if you're up against red. Sundu! Sundu! Sounds like some Naruto villain. You must face Sundu. Yo. Here we go. Come on, give me the guy. Give me the guy. Woo! Okay. Boy, we're going to have some fun. I'm tempted to just trip this now. Just to draw. Yeah, that's wasteful. All right, we've got one option for that. We'll, I'll get rid of anger here. Yeah, and just to do it, we'll kill that out. Good wait. I just don't want to be taking damage here. Bring this out. We might have lethal depending on this next turn. Kiln Fiend can get there so fast. It's when that got now power creep's a real thing. Oh no, but that's just till the end of turn, so we're okay. I just wish I could do this here. Now we don't have lethal unless we, who knows, maybe this crash through tactics and stuff can make things happen. I just hate to do stuff on defense. But when this was printed, you know, gosh, what, in like 2008 or something, I think, maybe 7, I really thought it was maybe going to be banned within a year or two, because the first few iterations of it, like when Empty the Warrens was legal, I was playing with this and Lava Darts, and oh my God, it's just so awesome. Now I wish I had Expedite. Let's, I'm going to bring this out. I'm just going to attack for 1 and try to go all in on this crash through mentality here. I really want to get greedy. Oh, I think 1's got that beat, the 1 oval, which is Tireless Tribe. It's probably the only thing more fearful than a turn 2 Kiln Fiend is a turn 1 Tribe. I hate this. All right, well, I don't want him to block. I can dart anyway. So I think Trample's going to be more important because they have 2 more mana. They might be able to put something else down. So I'll get rid of Renegade Tactics here. God, I hope there's not another Refurbished Familiar. I'm going to feel like a fool. got an active dart in the yard that we can use. Okay, that kind of blows. At least we're going to trade with an enforcer with one of these guys. We see the indestructible land, so Gorilla Shaman's not all that great. It was great last game. Let's do this first, see what we drop. Boom, boom, boom. We'll do this again. Trampling through. Do this. This is about as good as it gets, everybody. We'll do this here. Is that even worth it? Or should I point that at their face? Do that there. We'll call this on here, say artifact. They both have trample. Boop. Come over for 26. Roar. Chunk. Gorilla who? Woo! All right. Game 4, and we're under an hour. My prediction is coming true. I'm always a little wary about that because, you know, technically, yeah, it's a really fast deck, and then sometimes you just lock up against like somebody will show up with a teachings list, and you're like, you know, 55 minutes later, round 1 is still going. So that's strange. So we're 2-1. Like I said, the one Obel's cool little list there got us in the second round. And that was a double kill too. A little combat tricks in blue, not something you're used to. Interesting little creep over of the colors, right? Almost reminds me of the time spiral block. It's strange when colors do that to each other. Yeah. Not too crazy about this new artwork in the Rapier. Isn't there a similar equipment to the Rapier that's already been printed? I thought there was. I meant to go look for that. Come up with the option there. And I'll not to be dishonest, to fall out of the zeitgeist of all the lexicon of the shared universe everybody seems to have, but I'm playing it just because it's new, but I might not make the cut. But I do like how, you know, if you want to add expense to this list, you can add a Lotus Petal, and that would trigger this. I just don't find you needed it, especially with the Lava Dart plan. Keep. Master of the Pearl Trident. That's right. All right. We're up against double color removal, black and red. Yikes. We've got an Apostle's Blessing. We just want to see a creature here. There's our creature. Boy, was I lying in March, huh? Grogberg called Jund, and he is correct. Right out of the gates. Smack. I might have wanted to anger there just to draw the card, right? I think I'll lead off with a red Mage Rapier here. Oh, maybe not. You know what? Maybe I play the Motivator, chill out. Maybe it buys removal. I'm going to lead off with Motivator. I don't want to protect it. I'm thinking Ancestral Anger right now. Nah. Just kind of desperate to draw a card here. We'll chill out. So if we draw a land, we're going to feel good about this decision. If we don't, it's going to feel a little bit of a hindrance. Okay. Plus, you know, it veils the threat, right? It's like you put a Kiln Fiend out there, this decision's changed, right? They lead off with, but you still have the benefit of a turn 2 Kiln Fiend because it's still attacking on turn 3. If that makes any sort of logical sense, let me know. I believe it does. Land? All right. Well, it's still pretty good. We'll lead off with this dude. I really wish this was a land. Give this. Why not? We've got an avenue. Let's take it. Smacko, change-o. Still not sold on the Motivator. Some games I just love seeing it. Like if we had dropped a land there, I would have been like singing its praises. That's still not really its fault. It's deck's construction. 18 lands, probably a little steep for this, but so far, maybe it needs 19. I don't know. I was really tempted to go 16 and 4 Lotus Petals, just ultra consistency. So it's technically 20 land looks at, on your first 7 cards, but whatever. All right, well, bye-bye, team. Especially now. Hopefully this is one of those players that waits till my turn, tries to get extra value out of Shaman, and then I can trip Apostle's Blessing in response, but probably won't happen. Down it goes. All righty. Let's get rid of Dart. Good for them. Bye-bye, team. Wish I had the mutagenic. Oh, well. This is Jund. Yeah, I was mentioning that earlier. Mine's Stabby. Mine's Stabby. I'm gonna draw a card. Sure, we'll give that the perks. All right, we'll kill it. Get out of here, sucker. Just wanted to not miss a land drop there. Might go as far as to cast Renegade Tactics next turn. If there's a creature. Just trying to hit our land there. Could have played out Rapier there. Might have been the better call. Take 2 instead, but I was pretty sure I was going to play Rapier had I hit a land, but since I didn't, might as well not take 2, right? Felonious Rage. 2/2 gains haste when it dies. I do believe you found... Is that a common, Dreamer Stingo? That might have slipped past my clutches. That looks pretty cool. Red has a lot of those. Creature does this, and then when it dies, you get this. And that little Eldrazi 3/2, I think from the... forget what set that was. The one that had... the Boros, draw 3, discard 1 or something. Oh, I'll have to write that one down. Felonious Rage. Look into that. Yeah, I was thinking like Expedite's pretty hard to beat in this style where you're just trying to draw cards. Okay, good. We drew that. Bring this out here. We've got protection. One of our weaker dudes, but whatevs. Even if we draw another Red Mage's Rapier, we'll be able to trigger the hero token there. That's pretty cool. Being it's our only creature, I will be protecting this if they throw anything at it. We don't have... They're only at 14. It's not like they're at 5 or something like... Oh, boy. Well, say colorless. Question for y'all. This colorless, I know it says artifacts, and this isn't an artifact, but it is colorless. Does that colorless symbol, does that equal blocking arriving chrysalis? I don't think so. I would think not, but I might be wrong. I know, but this does say this card has no color, so it is colorless. Yeah, I know, I'm reaching. But I can Renegade Tactic it. Wish they had a little bit more, what's the word? Commonalities between things, right? Like some of these, like what's that one? This Sacred Cat, it's got Embalm or something. It's like, can we just call that Flashback, please? Just for the sake of everything that's holy. I'm gonna set and forget. We're gonna bring out the Cyclops past the turn. Hopefully they're a little creature light. This stuff lives, and we can go crazy next turn with Renegade Tactics. Probably not, but I get it. I know that was my assumption. All right, down goes the Cyclops. Kind of glad I didn't go all in on the token because that would have met the same fate. It's going to be really hard to get to 14 with this combination. We do have 2 Lava Darts in the yard, so that's 4 already. 6, 8, Yeah, 10, 12, 13. If we point this at their face, we might have it if we can attack and they don't have any removal. We have to go all in, though, lose all our lands. Oh, no! There goes that plan. Timely Bog taking out double darts and possibly our win condition. Very unlikely, but there was an out there. Now there is not. Starting to get a lot of illegal fireworks in the area. I hope they attack with that big one. There it is. Every few hours in the night, you'll just hear this concussive blast and dogs barking and fire alarms go off. And the last 5 years here in LA, there have been a ton of illegal fireworks. I'm talking like the state fair, sort of like, the ones that could have won you a war in medieval times if you had that sort of trick up your sleeve and acted like you were a wizard. And you're like, if you don't, if your army doesn't bow to me by dawn, I will light up the skies like this. And then have one firework go back in time, right? And just change history. That'd be pretty fun. Woo! Illegal Fireworks Day is a federal holiday. Yeah. The Motivator. Sound like Luke Skywalker. Uncle Owen, this goblin's got a bad motivator. All right, well, let's make this not block, huh? How you like them apples? Yeehaw. Got your awesome creature, and now it's useless, at least for this turn. Alrighty. Ooh, interesting. By interesting, I mean it is not. If we haven't drawn a land yet, let's go for it. I like them apples. Don't think we're winning this one, but we could have some fun getting there. I could just call. That's 2 spells to 1 to the 1 10. That's there. These are both. All of these are instants now. That's 2 damage. Let's attack here. Just gonna go all in here. That's good news. We'll do this. Put some respect on my name. We'll do this. And we'll do this. Yeah. Writhing madman. Squish. Oh no. Two, gain 3 life. That's pretty sweet. Nice out. Bam. They're alive. We might be saved by the prowess of this creature. He might not attack with both. Given a lava dart wins the game for us. Let's see how many else we've got. Oh, there's only 1 lava dart. Let's not count on that showing up. They've got us at 10 or 2 life. They've got a removal spell themselves. They just pointed at our face and attack. All right. We lose. Damn it. Yep. Now if they attack with both, I'll get rid of the motivator and hope that they don't attack with both. If they do, I can't even cast Apostle's Blessing. I'll end up killing myself. Woo! Exciting game, though. Jund. Lee. I know. How do we... If that Bazooka Bog, if they win the game, that's what won them the game. It's bad, as much as I like to badmouth that card. And wow, that is some big respect there. I would have at least come over for a 6. This creature can block this turn. Ooh, I might still get there. Let's try it out. Draw a card. Alrighty. That's still not going to work, is it? Creatures you control have trample. Ha! I just need to draw a card here, guys. Boop. Boop. Yeah. Well, I could trade. It does have trample. But it would only be 7. They're blocked there. Nothing gets over. I take 2. And I lose my guy. Doesn't sound very nice. I feel like this is one of those turns I'm missing something. Devoid, so Apostle's Blessing's irrelevant. That would make it go to 7. I'd be at 10. Instantly dead next turn. I gotta pass. I just keep scaring them with the Schwarzified nature of our power side of the equation. That's going to be a word in the future, I tell you. Schwarzified. I'm trying to Schwarzify my my quadriceps. They're always saying that that's an ACL issue. However, back on the ACL tear concern, my masseuse yesterday, when they were feeling my leg, they were like, I thought it was going to be all that side. All right, we're quitting. Boink. We'll say L for that one. Definitely some muscle loss in my problem leg, and that's one of the things in ACL definitely triggers. Like, you know, check this. All right. Jund. I should have been paying attention. I haven't played it enough here. Don't think I want motivators in this matchup. Somebody refreshed my mind. I thought I had written down something. That was for the last matchup. I don't think Gorilla Shamans are very needed in this scenario. I think I want to play the Chirurgeon, or the Chirurgeon. I think I'm saying it right now. Chirurgeon. Maybe 2 motivators. Like pain. They could technically have a fog effect. We did see a bit of graveyard. I think I'll go 2 and 2. I don't want to go too heavy on these. We saw Pulse of Marasa, which is lame, but these will trigger both the Cyclops and the Rapier. Yeah, probably. Let's make some room for 2 of these dudes here. Getting rid of, I guess, the Crashers. Let me do that. Problem with losing the Crashers, though, you know what? I'm going to leave the Crashers in because Jund usually runs, you know, the breath weapon style effects or the cannonade, so which will wipe these out. It won't. The Festival Crasher does for all of its all the dissing I've been doing on it. It's got cool Halloween artwork and it's got a J-Lo size backside. Here we go. Submit. Jund's like always a thing if somebody just focuses on brewing it. Would you like to play first? Yes. Come on, Les. Give me a 2 or 3 land hand, please, and don't make me mulligan 3 times again. Mulligan. Hey, well, we do have a 1 creature draw. We can draw here, but I'm not going to keep this. Mulligan. Keep. This is really getting frustrating with these hands here. There's 1, 2, done. See if we can keep 2 Rapiers alive. It's like the card I don't want to really see against this list, so I took 2 out, and we double mulliganed into 2 of them. So I think MTGO realizes that I'm streaming right now. I think I was like under the radar before. I was like, oh wait, no, Deluxe got screaming. Yeah, here's a really crappy hand that usually never happens. And what did he take out of the sideboard? Yeah, let's give him all of those. Good luck. Cool. Can I just get another land next turn? I don't want to be greedy. Let me just drop a Cyclops and laugh at the gods. Let's go. At this rate, though, I'll probably just play Rapier, trigger the hero token, do the thing. Look at me. I got 2/3 of the color pie on turn 2. I want to draw. I'm going to savor these over this. I just want to hit a land. If I don't hit a land, this is a really bad move. But I'm really trying to get back in the swing of things. Really dislike that. All right, well, at least we've got some defense here. It's really frustrating. I favor Renegade Tactics because of the presence of the Spaghetti Man. Oh, I did, Chimpskey. I should have put the Gorilla Shaman between the Crackling Cyclops. Didn't that win for us last time? Yeah. Yeah, that's never lost. Well, we've only got one game after this, and we're at the 1 hour mark. So for those of you that like quick streams, this is for you. Rough. I think I get rid of Rapier here. Cyclops lives through every... I'm going to get rid of Rapier. I've got to draw land here. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. There it is. Alrighty. Bam. Now I got some strength. Hopefully they're not playing Grim Bobble, because the Chirurgeon is not going to do anything there. Chirurgeon. I know I'm supposed to say it like surgeon with a Chirurgeon. It looks like there's about 3 extra syllables in there. Weather the Storm. We don't like that card at all. First it was Marasa, now it's this. That'll give you some staying power to stave off those unsuccessful turn of things coming into play tapped. Come on over, Refurbished. Like to draw into a Lava Dart here. That'd probably be optimal, especially with our opponent tapped out. Excuse me. Don't like to see a land at this stage. Well, we'll just do this right now. Pull this off. Crank, crank, crank. Always yield. Always yield. Come on, give me a Lava Dart. Alrighty. Since we've got a free go at it, I'm just going to keep triggering this. We've got a free attack here, so might as well make it add up. We got Kiln Fiend's big brother here, Crackling Cyclops. Oh, God. One time we don't need land, right? Well, at least we can easily attach the red mages, whatever. Maybe we could attach it to the Chirurgeon and go like that. Okay, well, we ate into the Weather the Storm there a little bit. Maybe we got him a little bit scared. Goblin Chirurgeon, pretty good against spot removal, but not of the Grim Bauble Persuasion. And I got, I'm in the second round of interviews, job-wise, for my chess coaching job. I was very impressed with their first round of questions. They went really deep into the Impasant and, Fianchettos and all kinds of Queen's Gambit logic and stuff. I was like, wow. I was like, this is the first round. I was like, impressive. All right. It feels like we're walking into... You know what? Let me put this on here. So if they're going to target something, I want it to be that. Of course, problem with the Chirurgeon is if they kill it right now and I regenerate it, it's not that impressive because it will tap it, right? So they did target it. Yeah, it'll tap. We're still going to draw a card. Yeah, let me do this so that we can still draw a card. Yes. Yeah, we came to the same conclusion at the same time, Chimpskey. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. Especially because I'm streaming. I might have missed that. But it does tap, unfortunately. We need, what's his name's blue spell that untaps. Come on, list. All day I've been struggling to get to the third mana, and right when we got our opponent on their heels, it's just like, here's 3 lands in a row. I have a weird feeling. I want Spaceballs 2 to be good, but I have a weird feeling it's going to flop. I haven't seen any footage on it. Those sorts of comedies from decades past and stuff, they usually, if it's the same team and it's like Brooks is involved and stuff, Stuff like that's kind of generational. I think it'll get lost on people. My prediction. All right, we lose our protection. Dang. Bye-bye, Cyclops. We had a pretty good go at it, but double weather the storm. Anybody keeping count? I think that's been like 15 life. They'd be at about 3 minus the storms. That's what makes Jund so good. It's so flexible. Any deck can usually keep it on its heels. It's this one, but remember we've triple mulliganed about 3 times today, triple times. No sense in that. I'll bring out our hard to kill dude. We've already seen 2 cast downs. I think they have access to 3 in most lists. When you are flooded though, it's kind of neat. You can we can go all in if we draw like an Apostle's Blessing here. Then I can red mage onto this and then go alpha. We've got like a really heavy, you know, 1 turn to get through everything. But uh-oh, looks like we're going to have our second loss. I think we're going to go 2-2 going into the final setup. I haven't played Jund in a while. I know we went 5-0 the last few times we've played it. There's so many options. The decision tree is vast. Yeah, I saw that Liam Neeson remake of The Naked Gun. That trailer was so funny, that OJ moment. It's a lot older from the first movie. Apparently there'll be a main character named Star. Boy, you're really into this, aren't you? Yeah, Pullman's son's really good. I like him a lot. All right, I'm going to keep our mystery card back. We're just going to play this. And a Cannonade would really suck here, but at least our Festival Crasher will live. I'm leaving this mana back, or this mountain back, for anybody that's new to this channel. I'm a big fan of, there's no reason to play it, and obviously a Refurbished Familiar. I could use that, or making them think that maybe it's an Apostle's Blessing, or a way to, you know, combat something. So here we go. Oh, okay, I got to Mind Stab. I don't know, there was something about the ferocity of your writing. It just seemed like, you know, you were really into it. Guess not. All right, there comes the flying couch. Let's go. Boop. Off we go. You get a whole mountain out of the deal. Sucker. If you're wondering why I'm wearing this wig, if you watch Pauperganda a lot, you can build up Pauper points. And when you get to the highest mountain of 10,000, which takes about 2 or 3 months, there's a category called Wild Growth, and that's why I grew hair for the stream. It's a bad dad joke come to life on camera. There you go. Come on, good stuff. That's all right. Hmm. 18, just too much. Didn't they exile one? I'm remembering the last game. Oh well, here we go. That darn writhing chrysalis. Wouldn't be that big of a deal if that acted as an artifact and I could get through it with this, because we could have just alpha striked right there. I mean, not for death, but it would have been a lot of damage. But the void is not an artifact, as we have learned today, boys and girls. I assumed correctly, but I wanted to put the question out there to be sure. Maybe black mages build their ornithopters out of rats. I like your logic there, Dreamer Sango. I concur. Now, if we could just draw that thing, Renegade Tactics, target creature can't block. That'd be pretty cool. Then we could have Apostle's Blessing backup. Breath Weapon, eh. All right, let's save our Fiend here for 2 life. Zap. Call red. This way they only get half of a thing. Say red. So the token dies. The Scepter lives. They lose their team. That was kind of a strange choice in removal. Unless they got like a blood fountain right behind it, right? Okay. So there you go. Really want to see a Renegade Tactics. Ugh. Just too much time, too much fuel. Good grief. So I can't Alpha Strike. Oh, well, we've already called Pro Red, so hopefully they make that error. Make the error, Julie. Trip it for 3. Yeah, do it now and I'll concede. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's make sure they do it right. All right. Very well played. Except for that one turn. Lose to Jund. No big surprise. Especially that was like life Jund. Seemed pretty slanted towards that. We're going to go into our last round here. We're 2-2. Whole lot better than last week. Now once or twice a year we'll have one of those stinkers, but try to keep the mood up. And I really appreciate online whenever we do have those super bad lost days. I get a lot of emails there and comments that will say like, thank you so much for posting like a non-thrashing video, like, because a lot of streamers, they'll delete stuff that they didn't perform well on, right? Just kind of like a little fake facade and stuff. And it's like, nah, hey man, even amongst the pros, it's like the win percentage is crazy close to 50%, you know? And so I think that's, I like to be very honest about that. And, you know, even the lists that go 0-5, I'll post them up. Something to be learned, right? Risky Shortcut. I do believe, Philly Maze, was that you that sent me Risky Shortcut? Yeah, I was messing about with, yeah, I think I responded if it was to you because somebody else sent me one of those things and just don't think it's worth that extra. But I could be wrong. I played pretty good Blackburn this last PC. I went back to the basics and played a Soulburn, the one that if it's not a non-blue or green creature, so I can kill Writhing Chrysalis, you know, or the Pirates, the 6/3. Do I have anything more? Oh, we finally get 2, but I'm kind of stuck in top deck mode here. Feel like keeping this. All I got is 1 draw card. We'll mulligan. All right, we'll keep this one. That's really good. Ah, itchy. All right, for the last one, I'm going to take this off. Getting a little too itchy, a little too hot. Keep. What shall we get rid of? Probably the Crasher. Let's get rid of Crasher. Done. But yeah, completely lost Black Mage Rod and did pretty well. You can ask for more. It's called Sign in Blood. It's even better. All right. Up against blue. The classic matchup, folks. Uh-oh, maybe not. Maybe it's a Persistent Mill. Yeah, I think it is. Is this a Millstone list? If so, we've got double Flaring Pain. That's a good call. Am I right? I hope I'm not right. Usually Tangled Islet. Yep, that's what it means. Y'all are amazed at my ability off of 1 land to put somebody on a list. Oh, that's a good point there. I thought you meant in swapping for it, but yeah, I could see that. All right, let's bring out the pain. Pain. Especially early on like this, this might get ugly real quick. If that green leaves the battlefield in the tapped angle. Yeah, I could see that Mind Stab. All valid points. Come on. Pearl of Wisdom. If you control an otter, they control everything. Look at that. So, oh boy. Good grief. Should we wait 1 more turn to get double whammy power here? Let's try that. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of this problem child. Investing in the future. This is death. Sure, somebody, maybe an unchecked one of these would have gone all the way, right? I would have had to keep one of these in hand. Didn't miss a land drop, so that's pretty fearsome. Investing in that future. Mind stab. You see that everywhere. It's like my backhand roll shot in pickleball. My wife's kind of scolding me lately. She's like, not every shot needs to be a backhand roll. I'm like, it is when you see it in everything. It's like, what do they say? When you're a hammer, everything you look at is a nail. It's kind of like that. That's where a mind stab throw is with anything that ends in creature. All right, they're gaining the life. The green has been cast. Oh no. Look at this. They're going to kill our thing. All right. Do we lose those in the next game? We do have a creature still. Petitioner showing up. Okay. That would be a bit frustrating. Ugh. Do I do it again? Let me cast this on here. Always yield. Land would be kind of nice here. Okay. Do it again. It's not all that many. I'm going to savor this. I could just run over that. That does have trample. Let me do it again. Not quite sure what this green represents here. It probably won't. Ooh, that's interesting too. Let's call this on green maybe. Say green. We want them to block with these if they're going to block. All right, cool. We got there. With the Lava Dart in tow as well. Definitely bringing in these and some Pyroblast. Maybe Tormod's Crypt. That seems a little overdone. I'm going to lose the... do I just completely lose the Rapier? So I want their green dude to just be dead. Nothing works now with that. We only have to lose 2 other cards. Motivator feels pretty bad in this matchup. Yeah, I think I'm going to lose all of them. Maybe bring back in 2 of these, but then susceptible to that. They have so many creatures. Where did I already brought in my Flaring Pains. Good. Pyroblast. Good. I guess I'll bring 2 of these back in. Yeah, I was thinking that Moment's Peace is kind of... All right, let's go all in with that here. I can at least respond to the green dude with Tormod's Crypt here. Satyr's Cunning. Now, that's mostly for just Edict effects if I ran into Orzhov today. And you know, if I didn't put that in my sideboard, we would have 4 out of 5 games today would have been Orzhov. You just know. You just know. Anybody remember? It's one of my favorite Harry Potter movie. Anybody know the one it comes from? We're going to keep this. That's true. Yeah, Mill, that is a good point. I did miss that. So thank you for that. Who gets the credit for that? Dreamer Stingo. Yeah, baby. This is really good. This is really good. Don't want to see a Pyroblast here. Well, we got what we need, don't we? You know what? I'm going to cast an Anger right now. Just to, there we go. That's exactly what I wanted. First Anger sucks. Throw it in the yard. Draw a card. Sure that we can get there. Hopefully this Pyroblast isn't needed on defense. Okay, that's enough lands, deck. Let's go. Bring this out. Okay. I like this. I don't like the profit. I know it matches and it's cute and I love frogs, but just don't think it needs to be there. There we go. Really wanted Pyroblast for that, but we've got the big brother in tow here. Crackling Cyclops. Problem, they don't have many creatures. Trying to get there. Let's go. Play some defense. I haven't taken one break, have I? Nor will I at this rate. Alrighty. That's why I really... I wouldn't have done that. I would have used the blue and kept this open for fear of a moment's peace or something. Well, not if you're going to go all in. Alright, we'll do that. I guess we'll kill that. Do the thing. Do the other thing. And smash. Let's crash through first. See what options we've got. Somebody was really nice on YouTube saying even last week after we had a pretty bad outing, but they were really appreciative of me talking through turns. I guess they were kind of new to playing, and it was nice to hear that. 6-4. I'm going to do something. I got to do it now. We'll do one more of this just in case we can just go crazy, like with that lava dart or something, right? Nope. I didn't draw the dart. Do we want to go crazy? I think I'll wait. Come over for half the life. Lava dart would have been really keen right there. All right, that's interesting. Not a fan of that block, but I don't know what's in their hand. It'd be funny if this is the Masked Vandal at this stage of the game, right? Petitioners. Oh, that's a really good call, Philly Maze. I think you're right. That's a really good call. I think Philly Maze is on it. Yeah, even the way they left up the 3 there. Ah, I was hoping it was more of a fog effect, right? Like, take that. All right. I'm going to do the trample. I almost want him to block. Give me a creature. All right. I got to keep drawing. They're going to gain a lot of life there. Let's do the thing. Jeez. Attack. Do they have it? Let's scare them with that. I'm not going to flash that back. I'm going to keep this back here. Is 9 enough? All right. Might have been able to get there. No, only 3 would have been able to do it. I can only flash it back to 1, so. Thank you, my step throw. Yeah, that's kind of my default. And Philly Maze wins the prize. I don't know what it was, but it's worth about 16 life there. Smack. Whoa. Man, the birds have been going crazy. I naturally get up about 4:30 in the morning, and I'm not joking, around 3. They're so loud. I know I mentioned this last week too, but God, it's like they're on. Birds are all on. They found like some meth supply or something. They just never sleep, and they're just freaking out and singing their songs all the time. It's crazy. All right. This is pretty cool. I'll play this. I'll attack. Everybody's heard the birds around here. Good lordy. We'll do this. Paying for this. I gotta keep a blessing back here. It's gonna let us get through, and just double check here. This would be 8, 11. Nope, aren't there yet. Keep the mystery cards back. It's just maddening when you're into pickleball as much as I am, and you have this huge window of time to just play a ton. All right, we're bringing in Tormod's Crypt at 4. If we get to game 3. This is a bit too reliant on that. Of course, it is just flashed back, but they're at 21 again. With being unemployed and stuff, I've got nothing but time to just play like crazy, which is probably why I'm getting injured like crazy. But it's maddening when it's just like, you might have to take 6 months to a year off. I'm like, no. That's why I'm really thinking, like, maybe I just play with a click in my leg and just get a big brace and keep moving. Not sure I want to go under the knife for any of that stuff. There's no reason to play this. These are both instants, so I'm going to attack, see if they want to block. Gotta keep up the thing here. I'll do this here. Should probably wait for another creature to show up, but right when we don't need lands, our deck is giving us all of them. Yeah, that creature Crypt Keeper dude that came out about 2 years ago is really close to being playable, but I think it's a 3/2, isn't it? Changeling showing up. All right. We still haven't really seen any fog effects. Maybe they're just going the life route and my Flaring Pains are just for nothing, but we shall see. Good news is they start milling us. We're going to put some lava darts in the yard and we have plenty of lands. So we might be able to get there. So I will play the extra land. Let's attack. Alrighty. I'll let that go. No harm, no foul. Had a game night the other night with the neighbors. It's pretty fun. Hey, there's another Flaring Pain in the yard. Not one lava dart. Are you joking? That is ridiculous. Wow. Okay. Sometimes the move is to mill yourself if you're playing this style of list, and you can put Knot of the Bone in your yard against a red opponent. Not often, but always keep that in mind. You can always target yourself. Pop, pop. Not like this, said everyone ever. Okay. Ooh, there's a blocker. Hey, I've got double blessing, so I'm going to lead off with a pro blue for very obvious reasons. 7 mana, we might get there. There's no green. They can technically gain. They're at 21 life. God, I wish they would do that in the beginning. We will play this because we might need to. We'll say pro blue. I really hope they do this in response to this being pro blue. Like, you know, I'm just going to do it now. They probably won't. A sprite. That's very unfortunate. They do have that out. We have no lava darts. Shoot. I could still say no blue, but then the man shows up. Dang it. Sprite, not 7-up. That's right. Spell stutter up. All right. That's gone. They're at 18. This is double. We're dead. Concede. Go in the game. Next game. Nice job, Mike Lambs. Both of these in. Didn't see any of that stuff. Should I get rid of one? Where were you guys? Jeez. Renegade Tactics. Everything gets crowned. Everything is... Get rid of one pain. I think this is more the life train style. One blast. Why no battle rage? Just more of this is just a theory into all 1-drops that draw cards. It's for Uber. All of our creatures kind of have that effect on everything anyway. I don't have a problem getting the like supernova effect, but it's a great card. If I had 64 spots, I'd probably play it. And I do have plenty of lists that do run Tamir Battle Rage. It's an awesome card. Yep, we want to go first. All right. Well, turn 3, that's pretty slow. We do have this for early stuff. We'll keep. Our mana's right. Hopefully we can just fall into this. You know what? For right now, I'm going to play this immediately. Oh, I can't. That's right. Need a target. We'll make them think that we're holding some super tech back. It's a number 1. I like that name. That's pretty cool. Here we go. Boop. Pow. Let's go. No more lands deck. We've either been flooded or screwed. Okay, there they go. There's that. Bring up the Clops. It's frustrating. Our only creature, we don't have Apostle's Blessing to protect it, so it doesn't make too much sense to wait around. It's going to hope that they don't have Pyroblast. 6 cards in their hand. This is when they're likeliest to have it, but I don't think I would lose to a Millstone list, but it just happened. So we're 1-1. This is game 3. Another petitioner showing up. Alrighty, we can go a little bit Nova here. Well, we need to when we get there. That's going to help a lot. Do this. Do this. I think we're going to get there. Keep everything else a secret. Make it look like, oh, this isn't worth blocking. Not at all, Mayor. Boom. So we'll be back next week, right after the 4th of July. Here we go. Little too fast for y'all. Dun dun dun. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Oh, perfect. Snapback. No! Very well played. I thought I only knew about snapback. Awesome job. I was already writing this one off. Could have waited till I... Woo! Good times. I'm happy that happened. Not for my record, but for the stream. And, you know, that's what this show's all about. Showing off new cards. Avant-garde strategies. Sometimes they crash and burn. There's a blast in the yard. Now they're at 20, and we kind of had to dump our hand there. Good news is, because of most of our spells, we were refilling our hand most of the time. Off we go. Boop. First time chatter, Lele 0. That was a good blowout. Yeah, what did they exile? I think they have to exile something for a snapback to work, isn't it? You may exile a blue card from your hand. What did they exile? Isn't this exiled? More cards in the exile zone. Oh, snapback to snapback. Okay. That's pretty good tech in that style list. A lot of blue cards, you know. Tap all out, make the person feel comfy, like we just did, you know. That is what happened. Mike lands with the tech. Sometimes snap's good, but in a list like this, snapback might be better. It suggests that they have yet another copy of snapback. They exile the one of them. Oh boy, list. Come on now. Why you gotta be like that? Let's get rid of the little dork here. I just got in the habit after the, what is it called? Mana burn issue went away. I always like to float the mana before I kill it. Sometimes it comes up. Cool. All right, there we go. That's dead. We'll leave that go. We'll attack. They might block, but if they don't, we'll do this here. If they got another snapback, I'm gonna be in big trouble, but I've got to see if they've got it. Bam. Oh, guess they don't have another snapback. Better to keep that back. That's a good point, minus after all. We really need like an Apostle's Blessing. There's 3 of them left in the list and 33 cards left after next turn. Something good to eat, not that. That's the death now. It's 12, 20. We lose. I'll play it out, show you how it works if somebody's new to that. You know, this isn't a list you run into all that much. We have a pretty good track record with persistent mill. One of those lists when you go in a paper matchup, if there's like only 10 players and one of them's playing that, it's like, ooh, everybody gets real nervous. Like, I wasn't ready for that. I don't want to play against that. Trip that oil counter. There we go. The first time I ever played this card just came out, and I didn't, and I missed it. I felt like an idiot. Oh, we're either 2-3 or 3-2, depending on this. Now, is he playing? What's that spell that says Vitalize? Right? There's Vitalize, and then there's the blue one. It says, what is it? Dramatic Maneuver or something. It says untap all your creatures. Do they have a snapback? Now all of our blessings are gone, so that really blows. We'll pay for the dart here. Doing this. Anything else I can flash back? There is not. All right, we're attacking and we're losing. Looks like we're going to go 2-3 with a list I thought would pretty regularly go 3-2 normally, but just a lot of variety out there. It's good times. They're going to get us for the rest, and then on their upkeep, they will win. Unless you play with Campfire. Flaring Pain. There's no trample ability here. So there's no sense in tripping that. They're scrying. We're crying. Looks like we're going to lose to that. Boy, I haven't been having a very good June so far. This is one of those lists you kind of rely on to easily go 3-2, but today, not so much. We've gone the alternate. At least that worked out. They didn't get 2 for 1-ing us with Vandal abilities, right? Crunch. Down we go. Yeah. We'll get him with the last lava dart. Sucker. Yeah. Take that. What do we call that? The final flourish, right? In our Pauper parlance. Off we go. So there we go. Well, congrats to Mike Lambs. I really thought that was going to be a smash and go. I think not going the fog route might be the way to go. That's pretty cool. I think our lists run a combination of fog and the life gain, but I think maybe just go really hard in the paint with just life gain and you can get there. But so that's where I'm going to leave Deluxe Red for right now. I call anything Deluxe Red when it runs Kiln Fiend and Lava Dart. That's, everything under that umbrella is looking to do kind of similar things. Moving forward with the list, this might be a bit much. I was down to 2 at one point, then a 3, and then I'm like, it just works with everything. And when I added that 18th land, I felt justified in going to 4. But today it felt really, we had quite a few triple mulligan lists, draws. So obviously that can be the deck's fault. It hasn't been so far. I wouldn't want to really add any more lands. I don't think you can make that argument, but what you could do is probably go down to 3 or even 2 of these. But you run into that thing with like Blackburn where the 2 spots too filled up. I mean, technically this isn't the 2 spot. This is a 1 spot because we're playing it like that. So got to keep your creatures under check. Don't really even like to count this guy. He only shined in the first game or 2. Didn't really seem to come through. So obviously this is room for movement, but this show's all about trying out new things and seeing what works and what doesn't. So what did we learn? Let's see. Well, I learned that we could probably open up 4 spots with this and go back to stuff that maybe expedite. What was the other one? Felonious Rage was one of the, let me see what that one was here. Felonious. I should never spell while on a stream. Quantity 0. A lot of people don't know this little trick. You forget that that's, if it's not a card you own. Target creature gets 2/0, gains haste till the end of turn, and when that creature dies, create a 2/2 white and blue detective creature token. That's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. There's the one with Jumpstart. What is that one called? Jumpstart. I think, will that bring it up? Come on. Nah. There's a red one. I think it's Jumpstart. You discard something. And then there's Reckless Charge. Is pretty hard to beat. You can play it twice. It gives 3-0 and haste. That's really interesting. Not quite sure how it would measure up against Felonious Rage. It's kind of an all-in strategy. Could run, as was just mentioned, Temur Battle Rage is also a pretty awesome card that you could run in there. So, Mike Lambs, hey, I was a mill player. I haven't changed my sideboard since Brood Scale. Snapback seemed good against Kiln Fiend. Yeah, that was I was already writing it off, talking about next week, and this. So you really got me a nice little one too. And I was, as a player, I was mad, but as a streamer, I was happy because I've always thought I was one of the only people that knew about Snapback, and I think it's perfect in that list. And curious, while we got you here, Mike Lambs, are you running any fog effects? Because I was assuming it was kind of the life fog combination and stuff. And towards the end of it, I was like, wow, it seems kind of a superior way to build it when you just go all in on the life gain and you kind of ignore the fog effects. So who knows? Yeah, maximize velocities. That's the other one because you could play it twice. So always looking for those. I really do think maximize might be the way to go. So just nah. Okay. All right. Very cool. Give people playing Apostle Blessings, pay attention to what color they have. Yeah, that's very cool. And this being colorless is definitely one of the reasons I kind of gave it a second nod, the Red Mage's Rapier. You get the creature out of the deal. All right, everybody. Well, enjoy your 4th of July if you're from the States. If not, I don't know, enjoy a beer. Until next week, this is deluxeicoff signing off. We didn't run any of our stuff, so let's see what we can go for. Hey, let's brag about the format a little bit. I'll see y'all next week. Check this out.